My name is Sana Ikram. I'm 32 years old. I have a husband and two young children, and I moved to Cheltenham for a different place to live that was affordable and that was more rural. We moved from London, and I mainly came here for family, ended up finding a job, and it's the first time I've worked in the NHS. So we moved here because we had some family around, my husband's family. So when we were in London, it was a lot of like my family that was very intensive in our lives. And the family that my husband had here was actually family that he was disconnected from most of his life. And it's my father-in-law that has a halal meat shop in Gloucester. And my sister-in-law lives here with her children. And my brother-in-law used to live here as well. He was in the RAF. My husband reconnected with them, and we just ended up visiting them so much from London. And we had just my eldest daughter at the time. And it was nice for her because she had so many cousins, and we'd have lots of fun. And it seemed like they really put in the effort to be a part of our lives. London was getting unaffordable. We were living in a one-bedroom flat with a 1-year-old child. And my husband also, after having kids, had the realization that he didn't want to raise kids in London. You know, he was living in real poverty at one point. He started working at 14 years old in London to support his family. So he's seen London in a light that he doesn't want his children to grow up in. The scene in Cheltenham is growing somehow. I don't know what's sparking it now, but there seems to be a few more like places that are opening up that's halal. The green spaces and the parks is great. Like I can choose whether to take my children to kind of like a small park around the corner or whether to go somewhere as big as Pitfall Park, and they have cages of like animals, and they have a little sand and water bit and like your normal park bit and the little trampoline stuff, and there's always events going on at Pitfall Park as well. So like things like Party in the Park over the summer, where you had lots of sort of local services doing stalls to kind of talk about their services, but because it's a family event in a park, they had activities for families and kids, and that stuff was really, really great. Especially when we went over to the Prince of Wales Stadium side and they were doing like sports day stuff, which was really cool. I think we do enjoy how much friendlier it is to pass somebody on the street and say hello, play with somebody's dog. Like it's not so London where they just don't even see you, you know? So I guess that's a nice thing. Our kids get attention so much because of their reactions to things, and they're like, oh my God, your kid is so cute. Because they just go, oh my God, a doggy, and they're like, oh, they're so cute. What I love about Cheltenham is that you think as a person of color, it might be intimidating because it's an area known to be quite dominated by white people and sort of a higher class of people, more posh people, more wealthier people, and you don't feel like that might be the place for you. But actually, the points of view of the people in Cheltenham, your perceptions of white people in Cheltenham might be a certain way, but actually you find that they're welcoming, and their views on people who are different to them are quite refreshing. They're welcoming, they are open to learning, they're not very gatekeeping of Cheltenham being an area that's just for them.